Stanley, we gotta hurry before everybody wakes up. Huh, Stanley? Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I see things with my third eye. So, it's getting spicy out there. Everybody have a good time celebrating they don't know what for? The world is full of plan. The system to support the plan. And now the consequences are happening. See, I value life. Based on that, if one person dies from falling off a float in a parade, there shouldn't be parades anymore. See, the system has been created and designed to support the people that are out there to save us. They're going to save us. And now look at the cracks of society. The gig is up. So they can't even support their own gross system because they keep telling people that they need this allocated fund and they need these taxes for this. And there's single moms and dads out here and kids on the street that they don't have access to freaking basic needs because there's so many important people that just would rather aspire to live that best life instead of maybe living a mediocre life so somebody else can have it better too. So now, America, we're at a level of perpetual motion of greed, seed, and grossness, all because we got free will and what people choose to do with it. I can't go down around my city because I get triggered every time I go out. The difference between me is I like to explain my triggers and why they impact my energetic field. Usually it's because it taps in to injustice, unfairness. And the last time I went down was a couple days ago because I'm spending more of my time in nature these days because people just don't feel good to be around for these reasons. So they have these little frickin' trolleys. Come sit on our trolley. We'll take you to the gorge. And you can hang out with the spirits of all the people that jumped off there because in the county in which I live, they care far more about money, property, prestige, all that egoic shit than other human beings. So the gorge is a place people come to exit. It's a portal to the other side. So that's one. Then we have these. This is what really got me. If you look real close, it's too dark, it's too light. If you look real close, what you'll see is you'll see flags everywhere. The whole town square is just like flags, flags, flags. America, America, America. Plastic flags, America, America. Right? I didn't count the poles. 1, 2. There's 4 sides, and they did this on each side, and they did it all around the plaza. And then they have all these big old bouquets of flowers, where they have 3 people out there at any given time watering the flowers on the inside of the square. And when I walked by the candy store yesterday, there was a lady outside the front, the owner, and she was watering flowers that she planted in her pot. And I stopped. I said, so did you pay for these flowers in these pots out front of your shop? And she said, yeah. And I said, now did the city pay for those big pots that are across the street in the square? And she said, yeah. And we're so happy that they're doing it again because they didn't for a couple years. And I said, could you imagine if instead that they bought those flowers right across the street, that they gave you that budget, the shop owner put that in pocket so you could pay for flowers and then you could maintain them and then you wouldn't have to. What? Is that a viable solution? We can't have that here, Margie. Shh. We can't have a viable solution here. Shush, hush her up. And instead of having a house where firemen sit with their fancy trucks, wherever there is in a neighborhood fire extinguishers, have volunteer fire people. I don't care how they can do everything a fireman can do, and they'll do it for free because it's their community and they don't want stuff to burn down because they're waiting for all the volunteers to get up from all of their steaks that I've seen them buying over the years that they don't got to pay for, and it just weighs on them, all that abundance, and they didn't burn the calories. It just weighs down on them so they don't respond as fast as they should or could, because all that gratitude that they don't have. When I'm grateful for stuff, I gotta get up and I gotta work to show the world how grateful I am for the things that I have, so that I can keep the things because you don't get to keep the things that you have unless you give away things like peace, serenity. You will never know peace unless you are giving peace to others. And if you are causing chaos to others, you will never know peace. And now the world, it's spread out to a point that a whole lot of stuff is going to die off because it can't sustain. Earth don't want to hold on. Earth isn't here. Life experience isn't here for people to chase sensations while so many people suffer. So that imbalance is coming back around. So ooh, hang on to your hats. Hope you're ready for the ride of your life. My whole life has been a ride up and down, peaks and valleys of frequency, highs and lows. This isn't fun. And the highs, they weren't so fun either. Meanwhile, I see just society just going around in their car shows and they're, year after year doing the same stupid shit while people in their very own community go down the tubes. People that are supposed to be their friends and their family. I speaking from experience. Wanna go up there, girl? Oh, as far as that flag thing though, so I was talking to my friend on the phone and I said, okay, there's probably 10, 20, 15, 30, 60, 90, 110 flags on this square, okay? And then the plants that they bought. So then I looked up in Amazon, how much does it cost for a flag that size? And there's all kinds of prices. I just picked the average kind of. So I did 73 bucks plus shipping, all that, 73 times 110. That's $8,000 the city spent on fucking flags. You think they're gonna pack these in a box away for next year? No, they're gonna end up in the landfill. And then next year they'll have these allocated budgets. They'll get more because, cost of living and stuff like that. It never trickles down. This trickle up country is going down the toilet, and I'm not sad about it because what people do with their free will, especially in New Mexico, man, these people are fucking weird, dude. They don't value life. They get off on hurting people and causing harm because they do it all the time. They've done it it's generational. My mom was thrown away in the 1950s because she was born with 2 club feet. Unbeknownst to her. But because the curse was her being born to the family in which she was, her family, thousands of them, threw her away to an orphanage in El Paso. And her story is not just her story, it's so many people's story that will never tell their story because in their minds nobody cares, because it's women like her that were screaming in the night and saw the things that still goes on today, but people get paid because they're just doing their job. And then I see all those that celebrate the system, the industrial military complex, government, sports, entertainment, all of that all became more of a priority than valuing human life. And now look at all the people that are just like, fuck it, I ain't bouncing. I've been talking about it 6, 7, 8 years. People are just gonna, because they don't have anything to live for. And when things don't have nothing to live for, they go. They will transition. Animals, people. We have to create a world that people want to live in, and it's easy to do as soon as we get the stupid cousins out of the fucking important chairs. The ones that, no, your ideas are stupid. Do as we say, not as we do, because we don't know how to fucking do anything. Because I don't know about where you live, but the shit stain on the fabrics of society of a mayor in my town couldn't fucking change a tire. And people that don't know how, people that have always, their whole life, have had their asses wiped, have had their fucking uniforms cleaned, have had fucking their garbage picked up, their fucking septics cleaned out, never changed a tire. People never had to fucking lift a finger to do anything ever to take care of themselves, because everybody around there is just there to serve them. And they're put in positions of authority and power, and they're called to come up with solutions on how to take care of people, and they're not willing to do the things for other people that they have had done for themselves. And they don't want to create systems to make people as comfortable as they are. That is karmic retribution. And you're doing this to your own community, your own people, your own cousins, your own relatives. See, because Mom's story, like so many other people, they still throw people away in New Mexico, their babies. They throw them away in dumpsters, and then they go around and they talk about how prideful they are and how wonderful New Mexico is. Why? Because of fucking green and red chilies? You know what you could do with your green and red chili? Because it doesn't outweigh all the fucking human trafficking, all the fucking human sacrifices, all the dirty, gross stuff that happens here. All while the people that get paid with badges know what's going on. They know what's going on. Because I only lived here 4 years and I know what's going on. But they get paid. See, they get paid for the shadow side of people. They have good lives because people are frustrated and mad, and they do the things to make themselves feel better. So then they act out like crazy people. Look at all the crazy shit that happened this weekend, dude. People just so much. It's void of spirit. Well, I was trained like a little dog when I was a kid about being, respectful and keeping your hands to yourself, and don't touch people when you're angry, and karma, all that stuff. Mom was adamant about educating on us and about being responsible. See, I knew about core values before I knew what core values were. And then when I grew up, I just kept looking to see who else has the core values. Where are they at? And more is just harder to see them, because they're just more and more part of the system, They just go along to get along. And seeing anybody that'll do that will sell me out. So I don't want to deal with people. Like, if they're going to sell their own soul, then I'm shit to them. So my circle's a dot, yeah. So, Then I joined the military and they started talking about core values. And I was like, maybe I found my people. Maybe I found my place. And then I figured out what a fucking sham that was too. And how it was just like every place I ever seen. It was this group of people and they're in charge and they're going to decide how things are. It doesn't matter what the rules, regulations, policies, and procedures, because it's all ego shit. It's all that egoic shit, see? And might is right, and all that stuff that doesn't have anything to do with good orderly direction. And then when they made me a part and they put my eyes in places to see the direct consequences of what happens when we go boots on the ground, war, shock and awe, 03, that was the last time the America went in and boom, 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 diddy boomed. And then those little Marines, kill, kill, kill. They did it. They got to. And they did other stuff too that I can't say here. And then they came back to that hangar. And then they sat in their own head for 2 weeks. And I had to watch their psychologies as I'm fucking going around checking oil on equipment and stuff. I can't use that bathroom in that hangar no more because they fucking flipped out and trashed the base. Because they saw themselves that they had no reason to be there, but they like being there. See, then that's why people can't look. People do weird, gross shit, and then they look in the mirror and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did that, and I liked it, and I want to keep doing it." And that's America. Because look at all the weird people that do weird shit in this. Like, I like to consider myself a pretty decent person. I know my shadows. And that's why I stay active so that they don't get lazy and dormant. Because when I get lazy and dormant, my shadows grow. And then I get ideas on like acting on my shadows are not see, because I'm a peaceful being. I don't want to hurt nobody, but I'll say whatever comes to my mind, and people find what I come to my mind terribly offensive because I live to point out the fakes. I only did 6 years in the United States military because the whole thing is fake. It's all like money laundering, extortion, nepotism. So lesser can have more while everyone can have none. That ain't cool to me. It's never gonna be cool to me. I'm never gonna be, yay, pro club, yay, fucking team. You know, yay, all these people that have all this over here when these people don't got jack shit because I grew up with nothing. I was one of them. And I did all the stupid stuff. I see, that's why I don't get embarrassed anymore, because you get to a point that you're just going to do what you need to do to take care. Well, for me, it was my mom. Because there's no system that is going to take care of her as well as I will. Because the system exists. The systems are built on people like her, and they chewed her up and spit her out. And it's not just her that my heart hurts for. It's every single person that was taken from their fucking family. Instead of the system creating a system where it supports the family. Where they don't have to throw the kid away. Or they don't have to look at the kid and resent the kid because the kid, they didn't have the kid. Then they wouldn't have to worry about a roof over their head. But this kid they gotta provide for. They have to keep this kid clean. They have to buy clothes for this kid. I asked yesterday, I said, Ma, I said, when you got pregnant with me, did they try to make you have an abortion? She said, yep, they tried. I said, you wouldn't, because you grew up with the word in your head that God says no, don't hurt the babies. She said, yeah. Seconds and inches, man. Because if I wasn't here, Mom wouldn't be here. They're trying to put the light out. They're gonna keep trying. The devastation over the course of the next 2 months. But after great loss, there is peace. And then there's an opportunity for people to gather and rebuild. I just hope people hold in their heart every stupid part of the system that didn't serve and help them. Do not carry that into the next chapter of what this earth could be. Leave all that shit. No more professional sports. People want to fucking go play football. Do it like I did when I was in junior high every lunch break for months. Me, Jamie Vandervert, Sean Shondery, and Lisa Cummings were out there. Or Josh Chipley, not Shondery. Josh Chipley. Every day playing football. Like, do it because you want to, not because the devil's making you. That you got a higher debt to pay because you don't got no core values and you gave up your soul. So, anybody else done with 3D Earth? I'm done with 3D Earth. I'm looking forward, fruit, vegetables, everywhere, all over the place, all over town. Blueberry Hill won't just be, it'll be about blueberries. And then there's going to be catios and cat animal stations and dog kennels and stuff like that, where people in the community just support because they love animals. And they can have catios in their own house and, just have different sections all over the place and just everybody that's able-bodied, And if you come to where we live, you're going to be temporarily part of this community. Something happens, don't be surprised. Put your fucking phone down and help, because that shit's got to stop. I'm so tired of watching stuff happen while people watch. It's gross. Hi, pretty girl. Just a sweet and smart, funny, and she's in the mood. She's back there being all cute, Luna. Tickle. Mom just likes listening to me talk. It's just, I look at the inside, and it's just so funny how we ended up where she was born, surrounded by hundreds of her relatives. That's like, see, we're supposed to, as we get older, we're supposed to stop the withholding behaviors that we've had in the course of our life. We're supposed to be less selfish, not more selfish. And so all of these people then they know she's here. She met her nephew. Like, it was like, oh, they're so happy that that they knew she existed. Oh, they just can't believe that God brought her back. And they have an opportunity to make it right. They're just not taking the opportunity to do it. And that's karma, man. When a baby you threw away 75 years ago comes back, face the baby, say you're sorry, baby, I'm here, what can I do? Can I help Marge freaking soak your feet? What can I do? Can I just sit with you? All those years of fucking making up because we're here doing, putting flags on the little fucking town square and doing our little memorial shit, acting like we fucking care when you fucking don't. That's how they do community in New Mexico. It's just, it's a problem. We don't want to look at it. Fucking ignore it. Throw it away. Make it somebody else's problem. You can't do that to people you got the same blood with. It's the same frequency. You're doing it to yourself. You're shitting on yourself. If people don't get how we're all connected vibrationally, so you make more people around you scared because they don't have their fucking basic needs to take care of things that they love. You're backing animals into a corner. Thank God I'm a peaceful being. I learned a long time ago, don't touch people when you're mad. People get hurt, plus it's assault, even if you're going, now, calm down. Because if somebody wants to make you a problem, they will make you a problem. Look, sheriff, police, detective, look at all the crime scene, look at all the people that get paychecks. just because they count on society not being able to control themselves. And look at how they even gave people shots and they can't control themselves. They can't. People are running away. They're running around getting freaking cancers, heart attacks. You know, you got people that look okay that are getting in people's faces and getting like fucking. Why are people like, dude? Really, like the demons are running amok on planet Earth. Ain't no many cousins got emotional control on planet Earth. I've been fucking assaulted in this town by fucking somebody's stupid fucking auntie. But hey, guess what? That's because they have these laws and rules and I got universal law. You keep your hands to yourself. When stupid uncle fucking hit the phones out, auntie and uncle fucking hits the phone. That's assault. But but they're not gonna get in trouble because born and raised stick together. And accountability, there's no place in the world. Okay, when people are so prideful, you have pride. Pride is a word. And then people put their connotation on like, here's pride. And then they're like, hey, my kid did something good. Here, I'm going to put this word pride. I'm going to slap it. I'm proud of that kid. It did a good thing. And then maybe everybody will think I'm a wonderful person because my kid did a great thing. And then but see, it goes too far, and then all of a sudden they start getting thoughts like, my kid's better than your kid because my kid did this great thing and all this stuff. And then your kid might not be qualified for other things because it did this other great thing, but it's gonna get the advantage because it wants to do that thing, which takes away somebody that's more capable. And that is what New Mexico is. And if I was in Oregon, I would say, and that is what Oregon is. And if I was in New Mexico, I would say, or if I was in Nebraska, I would say, and that is what Nebraska is. And if I was in Washington, I would give my observations and my perceptions based on all of my life experience, all bungled up and put together, and I would say that is how Washington State is. And I know how California is, because a place is only as good as the people that make up the place. And I look at people, the way my mind works is a quantum computer, understand, Tata. So when I see a 2024 black Ford all decked out, and then I see another one and another one and another one and another one in a town where there's only 7,000 people, that just tells me that all of those people, they're all the same person in different bodies. They're all different bodies tuned into one frequency. And those frequencies tell them to buy big stupid trucks instead of fucking sometimes going and picking up garbage on the side of the road. Or going to that old lady's house up the road that everybody thinks is crazy and sitting with her and talking with her. Or just doing anything to get outside themselves except buy all those things that they deserve because don't you know who they are. And then they gather here in collections. And they all park around each other. It's called car shows. Don't you know who we are? Yeah, you're the people that fucking sat around all year in and year out while fucking people like my mom have been fucking struggling because they're the odd man out. So, yeah, I know exactly who all of you are. All of you. Not really worth hanging out with. God. Especially if I know I'm going to end up doing all the heavy lifting because I've been the role of support for so long in so many capacities while so many people sat in the fucking same town in the same chair on the same curb year in and year out while all the odd mans out have just been fucking continually falling down the cracks of society just because they don't have strong enough core values to fucking do something that they ain't never seen before, get up and help out a motherfucker. Yeah. So everybody gets a chance to write. So if you've always been taken care of, you're gonna feel what it's gonna feel like to be on the other side. And the good news is, all you that been in the support staff and that you've been you just doing the work and work and work. Here's your time, homies. Gemini season. Shit bouncing back and forth. Ping diddy ping diddy ping diddy ping. Gemini season. 2 processes. I know a lot about Gemini energy. I can speak on it. Because I only speak on things I have personal experience with. That's the thing. This bitch has had so much fucking personal experience that I blow people's fucking minds, especially those that their experience is very limited, because the only thing that they've ever done is the same thing that that they do every fucking day, year in and year out. And I don't even acknowledge holidays. I don't fucking care about your calendar. It's just more days that you're closed, giving yourself a day off, or doing next to nothing to fucking begin with. People will reward themselves for minimal effort. And then they give them they give themselves little ribbons. And then they make little magazines, and then they put all their favorite people in the magazine, and they say, these are the women of the year in this community. See, that's why they don't like me, because I call out all the fakes, and we're all fakes. I just admit where I'm a fake. I'm not a fake. Not much. I'm a fake when no, I'm not a fake. I'm verifiably not a fake. I'm a very authentic person, and fakes hate authenticity to the point that they will fucking end it. Fakes hate authentic people, and psychic intuitives, they hate us more because I'll fucking call out, dude, I know a perv in a grocery store. I've called out freaking pervy dudes at a grocery store. I got suspended when I was 13 years old. Because I called Mr. Smith a dirty old man, because he made all the pretty girls in my class uncomfortable with their behavior. And I could see how they would, like, he would rub up against them and stuff, and they would go like that. And I just said what they wouldn't, and I got suspended on my birthday. So I got the day off and still got to go to the softball game. I was the manager. I think I had when I lived in Oregon, I still had the card that the team all signed to give to me. See, because I travel light. And when you're not included, the times that you are matter more. So stuff like that I remember. Like, wow, I felt really good. Everybody signed a card for me. My brother will tell you that it's funny how the world has not shown up for me as often as I have shown up for the world. But he's a Freemason. He's a narcissist. Hurtful things are intended to be funny for him, like men like him. My brother's the same way. See, if I was born male, which maybe I was, who knows? I did not have any control over what happened to me when I was in vitro. And my mother has been a science experiment her whole life. Ooh, the pixies. So, Gemini season. Where is it? It's funny because in Vedic, like, in Western and Vedic, the strong alignments for me are the same. I think it's hilarious. Where is it? How my house, because we got this Gemini new moon, and I got 23 degrees Gemini and Mars, and then I got 29 degrees in Gemini and Saturn. That's why I wear Saturn on my shoulder, because I'm very used to that harsh, hard energy. So I'm reminded that I need to taper that energy and choose the easier, softer way. So, in the 12th house, those are in the 12th house too. So, I'm pretty proficient in self-awareness and knowing what my shadow is. That's why I can see it in others, because I see where because people try so hard to hide it. And I see that how they're trying to hide it. So where it is not, it is in my mind. And a lot of people don't want me around because how they think about themselves is how I see them. And they don't want the whole world to see them how they think about themselves. And I don't give a fuck. I've done my whole AA fifth step on this YouTube channel at some point in the last several years. So it don't matter to me. I don't do the same behaviors. If I had shame, sometimes I'll think about people that I've known in history and I'll Google them. And this one dude, he and his girlfriend I used to hang out with, and Kate and Jason. Like, when I wanted to drink how I wanted to drink, I'd go over to Kate and Jason's because I drink with Jason. And Kate would too, but then, like, she had her stopping point. I don't know what happened to her, but I looked him up, and homeboy's been, like, arrested 10 times for robbery and just being drunk and stupid. And he looks like the same, and every time I see people that are still doing those same behaviors, all I can think is, like, Marge, that could still be you. Like, if I didn't find my center within, I would have still allowed alcohol to be my center without. And where I live, that's what people do every day. And then they think that they control themselves. 15 years I listened to stories, including my own, about people that could not control themselves. Ultimately, they get to the point. They tell people they can, but again, they can't. And then people that I considered, like buddies. They were not friends, buddies, a little more than an acquaintance, less than a friend, buddy, pal. Lit themselves on fire, hung themselves. Go back to drinking and die. Like, I'm fighting to live every day, and I'm trying to find other people that are fighting to live, because it's too easy to check out. Because my mind oftentimes tells me it's just, you wouldn't feel any more pain. But it's that pain that reminds people that are still alive. Like, the pain I feel, people fucking cut themselves with fucking sharp objects just so that they can feel things. They don't have to. I don't know. I'm looking for the real ones. The real ones will find me. I just keep putting myself out there, and I tell people exactly who I am. And then if they're open and receptive to who and what I am, then I hear back from them, and it ain't often I hear back from people. So, I got a letter to write. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.